Hey guys, how you doing today? I just wanted to give you a little tutorial on one of my favorite poses here, and it's what we call a half pigeon. The reason why I love it so much is my hips are super tight. So this pose helps to open up not just the hip flexors themselves and the piriformis muscle and all the gluteus, maximus, medius, and minimus muscle around the hip flexor, but also helps to open up the inner thigh. So if you are experiencing any tightness in those areas, this is the pose for you. Now, things you'll need: possibly a blanket because we'll be down on our knee, and blocks to help to bring the floor up to you so you're not collapsing in your spine and compressing that spine, which can cause a lot of pain in the back region. Okay? So here we go. We're going to go into the half pigeon. So find yourself on your mat and bring yourself down into a table position. Again, have a blanket underneath you if you need that extra support for your knees, and have those blocks at the front of the mat. And before we get right into this half pigeon, we're going to warm up a little bit, okay? So let's go ahead and step forward with the right foot, and if you need to, slide that blanket back a little bit and lengthen that left knee back a little bit more and that left leg back a little bit more, so you can really begin to stretch the inner thighs and the hip flexors here and the hamstring on the right leg there. So have your hands just on some blocks here, lift up your torso, and exhale, just lengthen and straighten the right leg here, and let's flex that foot. Just to begin to warm up the leg muscles here. Inhale, bring it forward. So we're going to getting into the inner groin there, that hip flexor. And exhale, come on back. Good. Do it again. Now, pause. Just make sure whichever knee is here in our exercise will be in the front. Make sure that knee is above the ankle or behind the ankle so you don't damage the knee there. Okay? Do it one more time. Come on back as you exhale. Come forward. And we'll do a little side stretch up the psoas, open up here, that major muscle that goes from the abdominal region down into the hips and into our quadricep. So this is where you may need the blocks to elevate the ground up for you. So we'll have a block on the outside here with that right leg. Put your right hand on that block, lengthen through your spine, lift that left arm up, and exhale, dip over there to the right side. Make sure you're not collapsing in the right side of your body. Stay nice and long, that's why you want to bring that floor up. For some of us, you may adjust the block a little bit lower, or maybe even take the hand to the ground as long as you're not collapsing there. Good, stretching it over there. Good, come back up. Now let's just do the other side. So if you only have one block, switch the block to the other side. The block is there on the other side, put it down, close to that left hip, press the left hand down, right arm up, go ahead and dip over to the left side there. Make sure the shoulders are creeping up the back. Good, come on up, let's release. And here either you can just step back into a table, but if you feel good about it, you can tuck under those left toes, bring that right hand down, step back to down dog, maybe pedal the feet a little bit. And either come back down to table, or you can go ahead and step that left foot forward. We'll change sides here. Lengthen that right leg a little further back if you can. Roll up through your spine, have your blocks ready. Inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and lengthen and straighten that left leg. Go ahead and flex your foot. Inhale it forward, lift that chest up, really press those right toes into the ground. Then exhale, head on back. One more time. Inhale it forward, lift up. Exhale, lengthen and straighten that left leg, flex the foot. Good, come forward. And now we're getting to that little side stretching here. So have your block on the outside of your left hip. Lift your chest up, lengthen the right arm up. And then exhale, we'll dip over to the left here. Again, supporting yourself with that left hand. Keep your chest lifted so you're not collapsing down. Heart's up here. If for some reason that right shoulder is injured, keep the right hand on your hip as you dip over. Make sure you're lengthening in the left side of your body too though, okay? Good, one more breath here. Inhale all the way up. We'll change sides, so either swipe and put your block on the other side, or have that block that's already there down next to that right hip, left arm up. Dip over to the right side here. And we're working our lats and obliques, but we'll really also get in that psoas muscle and into the inner thigh. Over that hip. Good, one more breath here. Inhale, come on up. Release the hands down, and let's all step on back into a down dog. Pedal the feet a little bit. Working out those hamstrings and those hips a little bit more. Good. Then you come on down to table or step your right foot forward. You can have the blanket underneath that left knee if you need it. If not, you can remove it. Here, this is a great time to grab a block or two and place them on the inside of that right leg. Let's make sure that this right knee again is above the ankle or behind it as we're going to work ourselves into our half pigeon. If it's comfortable and you're going to want a deeper stretch in that right hip flexor, scoot the right foot a little further forward. Now, both hands are going to be on the inside here of our right leg. Again, use your blocks to support yourself if you need to keep that spine up. If it's uncomfortable taking your hands to the ground and you're rounding here, that's happening, then you're compressing your spine, you could damage the spine and hurt yourself. Always stay long in that spine. So use the blocks, use the props to the level that you need them to be at. Inhale, and as we exhale, let's roll to the outside or pinky side of that right foot here. Keep your chest lifted, feel the left toes press into the ground, and notice if your lower back is getting real saggy, baggy. Keep it lifted, your core is engaged. Now this is just a great spot to stay. Staying long in that spine, gentle rolling out to the side of that right foot. If you can go a little deeper here, reach the chest forward, bring your torso down like you're hinging, like a folding table, and maybe you can take your forearms on your block. And if you need to, put a block up higher. So you have two blocks maybe, or turning up one block up to a higher setting, or on its lowest setting. Just make sure these shoulders are square to the ground and your spine is long. Good. Go ahead and breathe deeply here. Crown of the hip points forward. Last breath here. Use those hands on the ground. Engage your core. Gently roll up. Roll back onto the sole of that right foot. And here you can just step back to table. And we're going to go back to our down dog to kind of pedal and work out any extra tension that's left in that right leg. You can pedal, and if it even feels good, lift the right leg up in the air, bend your right knee and take that right heel towards the left glute, and extend those arms to a little extreme fire hydrant here. Good. Square up the hips. Right foot down, we'll chain sides. So if you need to, come to table to chain sides, or we can just lift that left leg up. Step the left foot forward, then come on down onto the right knee. Again, use your blanket if you need it. Find your blocks. Put your blocks on the inside of that left leg. If you can, scoot the left foot a little further forward if you want a deeper stretch in that left hip flexor. Both arms on the inside of our left leg. Inhale, and as we exhale, roll to the outside of the left foot, pinky side there. Lengthen through your spine. Engage your core. Stay here, or surrender the torso a little bit further forward. But keep the length in that spine. Don't round and collapse here, okay? Breathe. Try to ease tension everywhere else. In the shoulders, back. Because when we ease tension everywhere else, this will allow that left hip flexor to open up a little bit more and to release more of that tension there. It's just when we hold tension in other parts of our body, then our body will focus on those other parts as well, versus just focusing on the left hip flexor in order for that left hip flexor to release. So it's important to let everything else go. That's even tension in the brain and in the mind. Last breath here. Hands pressed down. Slowly inhale, come on up. Roll back onto the sole of that left foot. You can remove your blocks. Tuck under those right toes. Step on back to down dog. Remove that blanket if you want to. Just pedal the feet. Come forward to table. And then come on up to standing. Just notice how it feels in the inner groin and those hip flexors now. So keep this going, this opening of the hips, because a lot of times what we end up doing is that we hold so much tension, not just in our shoulders and our back, but that tension can also go into our hips because there's so much connective tissue there. So make sure that you are taking care of those hips to alleviate any stress or back pain that could just totally build up there because we hold so much tension, not just in shoulders and the lower back, but also in those hips. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you soon. Check out the website at mytruebalanceyoga.com, and hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Namaste.